can I have another wine?
You're listening to the Giggle Gang podcast.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
If you want it, just come get it.
A Giggle Gang podcast.
Just be myself.
For fuck's sake.
You know, sometimes people pay me to say ridiculous shit, and sometimes I just say it for free.
Jesus Christ.
You're listening to the Giggle Gang podcast.
Prompts you to leave Liverpool.
I don't know, like, if something came out and I I can't stay anymore.
What do you mean? Like some horrible news story came out and it was like...
That involved me in some way.
Oh, right, okay. I thought you meant it was like, you found out that they were putting horse meat in the sausages and you were like, I can't trust Liverpool anymore.
I don't know, I think I'd stay if that happened.
You reckon?
Remember the horse meat scandal? Were you in the country when it happened?
At IKEA?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, not with the fish fingers, where they were like, there was horse meat in the fish fingers and stuff like that.
No.
Yeah, it was a while
How can
ago.
you put horse and fish? It's like...
I don't know, man.
Two different animals.
Do you know what? I probably got that wrong. It's probably horse and burgers. That's probably the one. But everyone was freaking out. And I was like, why? Like, what's wrong with horses? Like, they're still alright, aren't they? I'd eat a horse. I'd eat any animal. I don't think there's any animal I wouldn't try.
Really?
I wouldn't eat insects.
What's the most obscure animal you have tried?
I've tried an ostrich burger.
Okay.
They did them in Iceland for like a week and then stopped doing them, which made me shit myself because I'd had like two. Because whenever something gets discontinued, I think, what was wrong with it? Why did it go? Do you know what I mean?
Maybe they just ran out of ostriches.
Hopefully. We had two ostriches in this country and they killed them both for burgers. But I always think, have they got fucking ARSA in them or something like that? And that's why they've had to discontinue them. So I have like a week of shitting myself in Google and stuff.
I thought you meant you ate the ostrich burger and you actually like got the runs, like shit yourself.
That'd be ironic though, wouldn't it? Ostriches run dead fast, I think. They do, don't they? Roadrunner's an ostrich, isn't he?
I don't know.
Roadrunner from
I know who Roadrunner is. I don't think he's an ostrich. Should we look it up?
I'm sure he's an ostrich.
Okay. What other animal do you think he could be?
I think maybe there's an animal called a roadrunner.
Okay.
But I think that's in the ostrich family. The same way that like geese are in the swan family.
I'm looking up what animal is Roadrunner. Rafiki was the top one.
Whoa.
There is actually a bird called a roadrunner.
And it's a bird.
Yeah, it's a tiny bird.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah. Well,
They must be dead fast though.
I guess. They're the fast-running ground cuckoos with long tails and crest.
Nice.
So they are not in the ostrich family.
Are they big enough to eat?
They're big enough to eat what?
To eat them. Do they look big enough to eat?
Oh, probably not, mate. Like, that's it on a rock.
Ah, right.
Like, that's it next to a blade of grass.
Yeah, that would be like an...
I reckon that's like a third of a pigeon.
Yeah, that would be like an aperitif, wouldn't it?
Oh, here's like a slightly bigger one. But it's a beautiful bird.
It is, it'd be a shame to eat it.
It would be a shame to eat it, but you still would.
I think I would, because I want to try it. Would you try human flesh?
No.
Wouldn't you?
No.
Even just to be curious about what it tastes like?
No. Who is it? A person who I know?
No, it's just some guy who's dead.
I think that's worse. Maybe if it was like my mum, because it's like, I know what she's been through, and like maybe there's meaning to like having like a piece of like my mum's liver or something in like a lasagna or something. So it's not just like, I wouldn't like it just like dished up on a plate, right?
Yeah.
But if you made me a beef lasagna and like somewhere in there is a bit of mum's liver, I'd just be like, like I'm enjoying it, and it had like meaning. I'd probably cry as well.
I'd be the opposite. I'd be like, no, I don't want to eat me mum.
But if it was just like fucking Terry,
Yeah.
who fucking smoked 60 a day and spent his summers at Blackpool Beach.
Yeah, but my mum's like 69 and she smoked for 40 years.
Oh, your mum's not going to taste good then.
Exactly.
Do you want to eat my mum?
She's going to taste like an ashtray. But I don't know, what condition is your mum in?
She's alright. She's a bit fat, but
She's in good shape.
other than that, she's definitely not in good shape. Very lazy woman, but...
But that's better though, because that means the meat will be more tender.
I reckon my mum would taste great.
Yeah. Alright, I'll eat your mum. Is your mum in Australia?
Yeah.
Right.
Everyone that matters to me the most is in Australia.
Except your girlfriend, who's
Well,
here.
Nah, she's the only reason that I'm staying in England. If it wasn't for her, I would have definitely have left
Yeah.
by now. Or I would be leaving about now. Like, you can see, like, the weather's starting to get shit. And, like, the bit before winter's always when I get the saddest because I know what's coming. When we're in winter, I'm like, oh, you know, this has been the same for however long. But as I feel it creeping in, that's when I get the most upset. Because, like...
My girlfriend uses one of those lamps.
What's the lamp?
Well, you know, it simulates UV light. So you sit in front of it for like 10 minutes, and it's meant to give your skin like vitamin D,
Okay.
which you get from the sun.
Okay.
So it stops you from having that condition, SAD, I think it's called, seasonal affectation disorder.
What?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah,
I do not know what you're talking about.
Yeah, genuinely, there's a lamp that you can buy, right? And it simulates sunlight, and you just sit in front of it for 10 minutes, and then it doesn't matter if it's like, because obviously in winter in Britain, you don't really get any sun at all. But it doesn't matter because you still get the vitamin D that you need, so you don't feel like depressed or weak or anything like that.
Let's have a look. UV lamp, light, vitamin D. Oh, they're quite expensive.
I don't think so.
Oh, hang on. All right. Okay, sorry. There's one for 1,300 quid, and then there's one for 70. This thing?
Yeah, I guess so. I've never used one.
But do you watch her do it? Does she just sit in front of it? Oh, sad therapy lamp.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, she has got one, but I've never used it. I'd like to use it, just to see what it's like. Yeah, she's got it on in bed. I couldn't sleep like that, though, with a light on.
No.
No.
So, this is the thing, right? Do you think... Have you been to other parts of the world?
No.
Okay. This is going to be quite difficult for you. You can't really agree with me, but maybe you can have an opinion on why British people are so sad.
In general?
Yeah, just in general, and also so polite as well, in the sense that no one really wants to rock the boat because everyone's sort of just a little bit nervous about upsetting someone else's sad life because their life, you know. But it I think it centres 100% around the sun. And you know how people go, oh, Aussies are so laid back, like. It's because we're just barbecuing all day.
Yeah.
Like, not barbecuing like cooking meat, but like getting roasted in the sun.
Yeah, sure. It just seems like your like pastime is much more fun than ours.
What's our pastime?
Well, just like being out in the sun.
Okay.
Because we never get that, really. You know, like we do, but at the same time, everything is so dependent on the weather in this country. In terms of like, because it can just turn. Half the day can be raining and the other half can be sunny. So that's a lot of frustration because you can't really plan stuff in advance. You've got to be like quite spontaneous with your days out. But then at the same time, a lot of Brits don't think we like being spontaneous.
No.
I think we like ordering to know what we're doing and what's going on and stuff like that.
Do you feel like although you look like a child, I know that you're a lot older than you actually are.
I am.
Do you feel like, you know, the being British, right? I feel like you grow up a little bit quicker, and I don't know what growing up means to you, but like I see you like making yourself hot dinners and drinking cups of tea late at night. Do you feel like you've gotten older a lot quicker?
I guess so, but that's more because there's no one to do it for me, so it's just necessity. Like, yeah, this is probably bad, but like what I love most about my girlfriend is that she's very like organised in terms of like telling me what to do and what we're doing.
Are you not organised?
Not really, no, because I am about stuff that I really care about, but it's difficult for me to get motivated about stuff like, you know, like packing to move.
Okay.
And it's like, oh no, we should put all of our plates in one box because that means that when we unpack them, we only have to like unpack one box for the kitchen. And I'm like, yeah, fine. But if she hadn't have told me that, I'd just put a plate in every box. I'd just make it fit.
You'd be wrapping the plates in your t-shirts. So when you'd be like, oh well, I don't want them to crack or chip.
Yeah.
And then you'd get there, you'd be unloading your t-shirts and plates would just be falling all over the bedroom.
You know what? It wouldn't even be plates. It'd just be like the shrapnel of the plates. Because I would just put a stack in the box. I didn't even think about putting a t-shirt in. That's a good idea.
But then you've mixed up bedroom with kitchen. Have you never moved?
No, I've got a kitchen shirt.
Really?
I've got a kitchen shirt that I like to cook in. You know the way you have like painter's clothes that you don't mind getting paint on?
Okay, yeah.
I've got like a shirt that I don't mind getting like pie on.
How messy is your cooking? How are you messing up pie? Like,
pie's a bad example. I've never.
Is it
made
an
a pie.
eating shirt or do you change shirts for eating?
No, it's an eating shirt as
Okay.
well. But it's only for stuff that like splatters.
Okay.
So like, you know, I'm doing like pasta or if I'm doing like a stew or something like that.
Have you heard of an apron?
Yeah, but I'm not wearing an apron because that's fucking lame, innit?
Why not? Did you hear the bit that I was doing about my parents? and their sex life.
No.
Are you familiar with the Australian TV show MasterChef?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that Australian?
Well, I think so. Yeah, no, I think so.
Okay.
I think it's... Have they got UK one as well?
Yeah.
But you guys watch our one, don't you?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Oh,
I
think
haven't
you
got a
do.
telly license, so I don't watch any.
Good covering your ass there.
Actually, I do watch telly.
They definitely listen to this.
I do watch telly. I just don't pay a license.
I thought you were trying to protect yourself.
Nah, what are you going to do that, innit?
Doesn't give a fuck.
By the way, my name's Danny Sutcliffe.
I had good fun with Danny last week.
Was he on it? Oh, I'll have to watch it. Wow, what a way for me to reveal that I don't listen to the podcast.
It's not out yet. It's not out. It was only last week. But you've just dropped yourself in it yet again. Not only do you not have a TV license, you don't give a fuck about this horrible podcast. You and everyone else.
I did listen to the Lomas one. That was funny.
The Lomas one. Oh, the Lomas one was hard.
Yeah, it must have been.
Just can't get anything out of him.
He used to message me loads on Facebook, and I used to ignore it. But then, because not because it was him, but because I can't really be bothered talking to people on Facebook, like at all, really, on Messenger. But he kept messaging me over and over again.
What sort of things would he message you?
Oh, just like, hey, how's it going? Hey, what's up, Stornty? Hey, yo, and stuff like that. But what really made me laugh about it is that no matter how much I ignored him, it never put him off. He was always as enthusiastic about messaging me as he always had been. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I'd never received anything from Simon before. We did that podcast, and he told me that I could really enjoyed it, right? And I told him I found him horribly painful, and I'll probably never have him back, right? And then a Saturday, all right, at 3:01 a.m, he just messaged me, "Hey pal, you okay?" And then I messaged him when I woke up at like 8 o'clock. I was like, "Perfect, mate. How about you?" He just goes, "Not bad, thanks, mate." And then he was like, "What are you up to?" I was like, "I was just in Chilton. What are you doing?" And then he didn't reply.
I need to find mine.
But it was just like... I've gotten sidetracked while you look for that. I told a story about how a MasterChef apron that my dad used to wear would continuously come through the wash. However, my dad, he did cook quite a bit, but he never ever wore that apron. And I just came to the conclusion that it was like a role-playing sexual thing, that my mum wanted my dad to dress up in like nothing but the apron, and then she'd like come round behind him and like, you know, toss his salad or whatever. That was basically the premise of the bit, you know? And I was just saying, if you wanted to add a bit of spice to the bedroom, instead of having a shirt with like cheese and shit all over it, you could put on an apron, and maybe that could, you know, spice it up a bit.
I could, but me and my girlfriend have an amazing sex life.
That's good. Is she taller than you?
A little bit.
Really?
Yeah, not too much.
But it's not an issue.
The cut-off point for me is like 5'5".
Hang on, if they're too tall.
Yeah.
So you're one of those guys, because you know how when you've probably experienced it more than anyone, girls are like, "Oh, how tall are you?" Like if you're on dating apps, because they don't want a short guy. Yeah. You don't want a tall girl. Well, not even a tall girl, just an average size girl.
Average is not enough for me. You have to be almost
deformed.
You have to be almost a freak like me. Otherwise, I'm gonna feel too awkward, and she's gonna feel awkward, and I don't want to make her feel that way, because. Like the tallest girl I've been out with was probably my first girlfriend. She was 5'6". I think she was from Birmingham, and just we'd be walking round, and I'd be like, "Oh, we're in relationships, everything's great," and then I'd just catch our reflection, and my heart would just sink, because I'd be like, "Is that what we fucking look like to other people? Oh my god, I can't." I wouldn't hold hands with her. I'd hate holding hands with her, because I just feel like she was my carer or something like that. That's what I feel like it'd look like. And it was bad for her, because she wants to be in a relationship. She wants to be like a normal couple who hold hands in public. And it's really hard to tell her, look, it is literally not you, it's me. Yeah. I make us look weird, so I can't hold hands with you. But you can't explain that to girls sometimes, because they're like fucking emotional and shit, aren't they? Yeah, let me read these from Simon.
Here we go.
This is so funny. This is just like
Lomas.
Just stuff that I've not even replied to. Not because I don't like them, but just because I can't be asked. Right, hold on. These are just like in a row. 29th of June, hey up Stornty, you okay? 11th of July, alright lad. 13th of August, hiya mate. 22nd of August, oi oi Stornty. 26th of August, happy birthday.
Is that your birthday?
I know, and I didn't even reply, I'm such a prick. And
You're a fuckwit. Is this year?
No, last year.
Oh, wow.
And then 23rd of September, make me laugh, you lad. And then 23rd of September, later on, everything okay, pal? Just that the chemist mate saw this and thought of you, ain't a soul.
Just at the chemist.
I must have done a status about having hemorrhoids.
Oh, what?
Have you ever had a hemorrhoid?
I thought I had hemorrhoids,
Yeah.
but I don't. Well, I don't know if I do. My girlfriend reckons I don't have
You
them.
know if you had them.
Okay. Like sitting down hurts.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, I don't. Have
Everything
them.
hurts.
I think I just might have a pimple in my bum.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's. Isn't that basically what hemorrhoids is?
It's no. A hemorrhoid is like.
Hang on. How do you
not.
get hemorrhoids?
Well, you get it from pushing too hard on the toilet, right? Or farting loads because you think it's funny, which is how I got my first one.
Hang on.
The first hemorrhoid I ever got, I was like in my early 20s. Like, I used to think it was something old people got, and I was mortified.
How did you know you had it?
It hurt so much that I was like
your bum, just
yeah,
everything.
my anus.
Yeah,
because
okay.
you just
in the hole or outside.
Outside, thank
Okay.
God it was an outer one, which
Yeah.
meant it was easier to apply the cream. Because if it was an inside one, I'd have to just basically finger myself every night, which
Right.
I wouldn't have enjoyed.
You sure?
No, I don't think I would. The thing, because what hemorrhoids do is they weaken your anus, right? So that when you get them, you're more prone to get them in the future.
Yeah, so once you've had one, it's
So once I've had one, it's
a
like
vicious cycle.
It is.
It's the opposite of the chicken pox. You know
Yeah.
how they said, "Oh, you can only catch it once."
Yeah.
You know, hemorrhoid. Yeah.
You
It's like
want
a
to only
merry-go-round.
catch it once. The last time I got one,
How many have you had?
I've had about 4, I think. And the last one was the worst. They had to give me like steroid cream.
How big are they? Like, are they
Honestly, the last one that I had, it was about that big because I was away at the time.
And what is it? Is it a blood clot or?
It's kind of like a piece of anal muscle.
Okay.
That's like it's like a hernia basically, but on your anus.
Right.
Yeah. So you have to put this like cream on, and the only way I could tell whether or not I was putting it on properly was
Yeah.
to turn my phone camera on, have it like self-facing as if I'm taking a selfie, and then just put it on the floor and like squat over it,
Oh my god.
and then just apply it like that. It's horrible, and it hurts constantly, and it just whenever you shit, you're like, oh my god, this is gonna come out even more. Like
Oh my god.
so you have to eat a lot of fibre so that you have good poos. And I've got like a poop stool now as well.
The foot thing.
Yeah, I've got one of them.
Does it make it better?
It makes it much better. It's a bit weird when you first do it because
Yeah.
your body isn't used to shitting that way.
Yeah.
But you're meant to shit with your knees up.
Okay.
Like, because
Because I thought about it, because my legs are so big, and like I feel like I sort of like hunch over on the toilet, and it's just uncomfortable. Whereas at the poop stool, you're sitting like this, and then it brings your leg up to like there.
Yeah.
You can see how like fucking big my legs are, but I
Yeah,
feel
yeah.
like it would
They are
make all
big.
the difference.
Yeah, definitely. It would make it much easier. Because when we were cavemen, right,
Okay.
that is how we used to shit. Because we used to squat on the floor with our knees up.
Okay.
So our bodies, our tailbones, evolved for us to shit in that way. It's comfortable. But
Right.
then we invented toilets and we're sitting on them and we're not at the right angle for having a shit.
Right. So it's almost.
But-
I think I've seen a graphic of like you're basically almost like cutting your colon off and then trying to like push through. It's like kinking a hose.
Yeah.
And then like the water's still trying to get through.
Yeah, yeah.
And you're just like eking it out like slowly.
Yeah, yeah.
Whereas if you just let it go.
It's much easier and you won't get a fucking horrible.
Do you feel like you're doing bigger poos now? Do you feel like you're really emptying the?
I have a lot of shit.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know if this is why I'm 5'1" or not, but I don't know.
Because everything just leaves you.
Everything just I eat something and then an hour later I need to shit. Which
Really?
I don't know if it's like healthy or not. Like
How
they
many
seem
poos do you have a
healthy.
day?
Like at least one a day, sometimes 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's not crazy then.
No.
That's. If you were saying more than 2, more than 3, definite concern.
I've had a day where I've had like 4,
Okay.
and that's been after like everything I've eaten.
Okay.
But I wasn't sick or anything like that.
Were you
It was
coming
really
down
weird.
off like hard
No.
drugs or?
No, I've never done drugs.
Really?
No, I've smoked weed, but I've never done drugs ever.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
And I did a line of cocaine,
Oh.
but it would nothing happened. So I don't know if the girl that I was with was just like having me on.
She was just snorting talcum powder.
I don't know, I feel like if it was talc I would have noticed. It would have been like, oh, this is like burning, this can't be cocaine. But it just nothing happened.
Really?
I just got like really into Bake Off. Do you ever watch Bake Off?
No, not really.
Boss man. If you, as an Aussie, watching it will be an experience for you because it's the quintessential British show.
In what sense?
Well, Every sense, the fact that it's about cooking, the fact that the judges are this like really old, frail woman, and this like bloke who makes his own bread. The fact that the presenters have banter at the start, and the banter is so twee and quaint and lovely and family friendly, and it's just like you can watch it with your nan and like your little brother, and they'll both enjoy it to the same extent.
And all it is cans baking.
Cans bacon. If it was an Aussie show, it'd probably be called that. Cans bacon.
Cans baking with Maddie Shaw. The fuck are you cooking today, Janet?
Cunt sounds boss in your accent.
Cunt sounds alright when I say it.
There's no cunt in my accent. It sounds like I'm being like, you know, like a naughty kid who's saying it in front of his friends and then giggling. That's what I always sound like when I say cunt. Because I always do a C and then I leave a little gap before the unt. So I always go, cunt. Cunt.
And you also do the little giggle at the end as well, which sort of stitches you up.
It's because it's a funny word. There's not many funny words left.
Absolutely.
Cunt is one of them.
Yeah. Cunt is a word that people need to get used to.
Yeah.
Because there's no malicious intent unless there's malicious intent with the tone.
Yeah.
Words themselves don't carry, like, not meaning, but you know what I mean? Like, I could be like, hey, young cunt. Like, there's no malice in that.
Yeah,
just because you don't like the word because you've heard it been used a different way, then you sort of arc up about it. People just need to fucking relax. Like,
what's your favourite word?
Oh, to say or to hear?
I don't know. To say, I guess.
Fuck, I don't know.
I really like glockenspiel.
Glockenspiel.
That sounds good in a Scouse accent.
Yeah.
Glockenspiel.
Do you feel like if you could have any other accent, like if you had the opportunity to change, you would?
I do accents quite a bit.
Okay.
Like I just try and do accents because I think they're really fascinating.
Okay.
And do you know what's a real shame, right? This is going to sound a little bit dodgy, but it's such a shame that doing like an Indian accent is seen as racist. Because
my Indian accent's fucking boss.
It is. But also, it's so fun to do. It's such a fun voice to do.
Can you do your Indian accent? No one's going to judge you.
Oh, I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
What do I normally say?
See, it's depending on whether or not you're going to be racist with what you say, whereas if you just continue the conversation normally.
Well, the thing is, when you're doing an Indian accent, it's always good to start by going, ooh.
Okay.
That's always, so if I were to start, I'd say like, oh, Indian is definitely my favourite accent. It is so fun because it is bouncy. You see, it goes up and it goes down. It's very much like roller coaster. Mm-hmm. But then when I start doing it longer, then it turns into Russian. So then I have to stop.
I did get a bit of the hints of the Russian.
But that's, you know what I love about doing accents, right? And this is why people aren't good at accents, is because they start trying and then they immediately think, oh, they're shit, I'm going to stop. But if you just keep going, it doesn't really matter if it's shit. And if you just keep doing it, you'll get better at it. So I might do the rest of this in my Indian accent.
That was like
see
me.
Where it goes.
When I moved to Australia, I had a New Zealand accent, right? Because I was born in New Zealand, so I grew up with a New Zealand accent. And I just got bullied, like hardcore, by all the Aussie kids. They were like, "Oh, you fish and chops, 60 sucks, go fuck yourself." Like, that was my nickname, fish and chops and 60.
Fish and chops.
Like, we're trying to say fish and chips, right? Right? But the way New Zealanders say it, like, if you're talking in a New Zealand accent, you would sound like this. And if you say fish and chops and 60 socks,
right,
like, that's how New Zealanders talk.
That's how New Zealanders talk?
Yeah.
They say fish and chips.
That's what Dean Cotlin's going to come back talking like.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to have a hard time over there with the accent, mate.
I don't know, he's quite... The first time I met him, I wasn't sure if he was from Liverpool or not. Just because he's so chilled and he's got such a drawl to his voice.
So you don't have like a hardcore Scouse accent either, mind you. You don't have a very loud voice either.
No.
For some reason, I thought you had a louder voice than you do, but I think it's just because you're so mouthy online.
Yeah.
And like when I meet you, I'm just expecting you to be like this loud and crazy character, but you're just a keyboard warrior, mate.
I am. No, I'm not a keyboard warrior. I never like front people online and then shit myself.
You just every day I just
take the piss.
I can see what's happening in your life.
But people take the piss out of me as well. That's
Absolutely.
what I love about social media. I think it's a really good way of. I mean, don't get me wrong; it's got its bad parts as well. And I think there's more bad things than good things. But one of the good things is that I think it enables you to be friends with people in a way that really like solidifies that friendship. Because like I hate the term banter and I hate the whole idea of like, oh, like taking the piss out of somebody is like a thing. It shouldn't be a thing. It should just be part of conversation. You know what I mean? It shouldn't be something that you aspire to do. in conversation with people.
Okay.
Because so many people think that banter just means take the piss out of someone, and that means you've got a personality. It's like, it doesn't. It just means you're a bit of a prick. But at the same time, I do enjoy doing it because I think it is fun, and if you do it right with the right person who gets it,
you take the piss out of yourself more than anyone.
And it's like it's just a fun way to be on the internet, I think, because it's in terms of what you use Facebook for. Because people use Facebook for different things, which I didn't actually realise until fairly recently. Because like my mum uses Facebook just to be nosy, to check on people about what they're doing. My sisters use Facebook to kind of like keep up with what's going on in terms of like the local schools in the area and like after school clubs, because they've got kids now.
Right.
Whereas I just use it to take the piss out of people and have a laugh.
Yeah.
Whereas what I used to use it for is I used to put statuses online, and if they got a load of likes, I'd try them in my set.
Yeah.
So I used to use it as like a sounding board. But even the way that I use it now has changed, and now it's just become like an extension of like how I talk to someone in real life.
Yeah.
So like I am quiet in person, but I still have a laugh, I think. I don't think my online persona is that much different from my real persona. Like, have you got an online persona?
I don't think so. I don't know. I don't really give a lot of myself, my own like personal self online. I use it as a vessel to promote everything that I'm doing. So share podcasts, share comedy nights. This is what I'm doing. But like for me, I'm not really too asked. Like, I scroll through and have a look at what everyone else is doing, but like, I really don't buy in much to anyone. It's all just like filler, just like, oh, I've got 5 minutes, I've got 10 minutes, I'll just waste some time scrolling through. But I'm not like going to certain people to see their comments. Like, Robert Mugabe died. I wasn't being like, oh, what does this person think about Robert Mugabe's death? And like, you know, people like go on Twitter and they go to like check their like favorite people to see their opinions on things. I'm not that hard on it, but then no one's coming to me. You don't see me put like status updates being like, oh, I'm doing this today, or you don't see me with an Instagram story being like, oh, you know, look at my life. I use Snapchat a bit, but I used to have a lot more Snapchat followers. Now there's like 20 people in Australia that are quite curious about what I'm doing here and still will just watch, and I'm quite curious about what they're doing there, and they're just suddenly close mates and whatever, whack it on the story. I was in a park yesterday pushing some kids on a swing and took a video of it, put it on Snapchat. Everyone's like, you know, whose kids are these? I don't know is the answer.
They just wanted to be pushed.
Absolutely, yeah. Always, if you're in a park and a kid's on a swing, he's asking to be pushed. Not pushed over, but you know, like pushed in a fun way. How often do you get mistaken for a child?
Not like a proper child. I remember once I got mistaken for a child by Santa Claus. Because I went to a church with my ex who had 3 kids, and the eldest was like, I think she was like 16 or something. Okay. And she was like taller than me, and then her younger daughter was like 11, and she was like the same height as me and whatever. And you know at the end of the service when Father Christmas gives out selection boxes to the kids, we were all in a line. So Ruby got one, Max got one, Lois got one, and I got one as well. And they laughed like the entire journey home. But
what is a selection box?
Like, you don't know what a selection box is? Wow. So at Christmas, it's like what poor people like just give each other at Christmas because they can't afford nice chocolate. It's just like a box with like shitty chocolate bars in.
Right.
Yeah, and you'll get like 2
So not like
ones.
Crunchies and Yorkies and whatever?
You'll get 1 Crunchy. You definitely won't get a Yorkie. They're too nice.
Okay.
You might get like a Mars bar maybe.
Okay.
And then the rest, and they'll be like...
Mars bars alright.
Yeah, they're alright.
Okay.
But selection box...
Is that the hit?
That's the pinnacle. Yeah, that's it. And then the rest of them are just filled up with like fudge and Freddos and just crap ones that you don't want. Or Curly Wheelies.
What's wrong with Freddos? Chocolate's so good in this country.
Chocolates in general is quite nice. Do you think it still will be though after Brexit?
Absolutely, because it's better than Australia, because instead of using they use different oil in the chocolate in Australia to make it not melt, because we can't refrigerate it when it's on the shelf in shops, right? Because you can't just refrigerate all the fucking chocolate, can you? So they have to put something in so it doesn't fucking just melt while it's on the shelf, because a shop can get up to like 30, 40 degrees possibly. Oh, wow. So when you get it, it melts in your hands quite quickly, but then it just tastes like shit. Like my mum tried to send me some Australian chocolates over. I just chucked them in the bin. Wow. I was like, don't send these. I was like, I can go to Home Bargains across the street and get decent chocolate today.
Yeah.
Like,
Home Bargains do some of the nicest chocolates I've ever eaten. I think it's called like Choker or something like that.
choker.
Yeah, Choker. It's in like, have you seen it? It's in like a
No.
blue and white kind of wrapper. Not Natoka, that's Aldi's Nutella. I know all the
I've
cheap
never
shit,
heard
man.
someone reference Aldi's knockoff version of Nutella.
Mate, it's nicer.
I know,
Honestly,
I know.
it's nicer.
Because there's more sugar in it.
And it's £1.9. But yeah, Milka Choker or something like that it's called in Home Bargains.
Oh, Milka.
Milka, yeah.
Yeah,
might be
Milka.
Milka.
Yeah.
Have you had that?
Yeah. Milka's like a German chocolate brand.
Ah.
Yeah. And
But it's so cheap.
absolutely, 99p,
Yeah.
you get a block.
And it's the nicest.
I know.
It's
good.
absolutely delicious.
It's good chocolate. It's good milk chocolate as well.
Me and my girlfriend, we started eating ice cream, and then we started adding toppings to it. And we always call it a different name, but it's always something like chumba or something like that. We just say chumba time or something like that.
Chumba
yeah,
time?
chumba time.
You guys need to move in quick. Smiles is just the two of you. You guys are made for each other.
I know. That's why I love her, because she's stupid like me.
She's an idiot.
She'll go along with all my stupid shit. So I'll say, we should like call this a different thing every time, and she's like, yeah, okay. Not like that's stupid. Like I'm not doing that. She's like, yeah, I'll do that.
Does she ever come up with any stupid things though? Or is it mainly you and she just goes along with it?
Yeah, it's mainly me, but then I've got a really bad memory. So
Yeah.
she might have come up with stuff and I've just appropriated it and pretended that it's mine.
It's exactly the same as me and
Yeah.
Hazel, literally. I will come up and say like these stupidest things and she'll just be like, okay darling, like, because I love you, we'll do it. And then she'll come up with something and I'll either steal it or I'll just be like, nah, that's dumb, that's not as funny as mine.
Yeah,
Like you
Yeah.
can't upstage me. But she tries to cut me down. I don't know if your girlfriend does this, but like I'll say something that's as a joke and she goes, ooh babe, so funny, use that in your set tonight. Like, just try, and I'm just like, oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, she'll do that. Or like, I'll do something, it won't get it, she won't laugh, and then
Yeah.
she'll just go, yeah, go on, babe. Whilst not looking away from her phone.
And you just feel like a fucking idiot.
Well, no, I'll scream.
Yeah.
That's usually what I do. Because like, if she doesn't laugh at something I say, I go, oh! Like, I just scream at her, and because that's funny. Because it's always something I've wanted to do on stage. You know, if I do a
Scream at
joke
people.
and they don't laugh, and then I just go, ah! Just scream at them until I get dragged off stage. I think that would be really funny. What do you think?
I don't think it's like something you do at a place where maybe you wanted to come back to,
No.
or maybe a place where you're like really comfortable, like hot water. Like
Yeah,
I feel
hot
like
water,
you
I
could,
might get away with it there.
yeah, because I feel like they would be like, oh, Storn, he's just had a hard one tonight.
Well, if I did it on a Sunday, maybe, where they're not expecting, like, the audience aren't expecting, like, you know,
Yeah.
the best stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I don't know.
You
£2
should
in.
intentionally go out with really bad jokes that you know they're not going to laugh at.
Yeah.
Actually, no. Have like 3 off the top that are like bankers, right? Get them pissing themselves, right? And then just deliver something with the most amount of confidence that's just pure dog shit. Like literally, just if you'd done it anywhere else, it would have just been crickets. And
Yeah.
see if they laugh, right? Firstly, they might do it because you know how sometimes you deliver so many good jokes that you deliver one that's not as strong, but it still laugh because they're like, if we laugh, maybe he'll give us another one of the good ones. Like, you know what I mean?
It's like you've got humour in the bank.
Yeah.
Because they've laughed at stuff you've said already.
Yeah.
So they're on board
and
with
it feels awkward if you pause and they don't laugh because
Yeah.
that's been the premise. It feels awkward. So you might need to have 2 really shit ones and then scream.
Yeah. Well, what I do sometimes, this is like quite psychological. I was going to say psychotic then.
I just want to hear you scream.
Well, I do this as well.
Are you going to say anything, or is it just the noise of screaming?
I like the idea of saying something and not getting a laugh, and then it's like as if I've just realised that I'm a sham, and then
Okay,
everything that
right,
I'm doing
right,
is,
right.
so I just,
And then the arms, and then the arms.
and I'm flapping it, and then I'm banging the mic against my head or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. It's just like having a full-on meltdown.
Just like to see what they do.
Do you think they would laugh? I think they would laugh.
I
You
don't
do
know.
look hilarious when you're doing it.
Yeah, I think maybe they laugh because a tiny man being angry is funny to watch, but I don't know, it depends on how good I am, because I used to do drama, so I'm quite a good actor, so
Okay.
I'm quite good at doing like genuine, like, this is me being insane, so I don't know if they'd like take me too seriously. But another thing I do, because I wear glasses on stage, and I don't really need them, but I used to like wearing them because I used to like making those little, you know when you make like a little adjustment, like when you move them. I realised that if I do that at a punchline, it kind of conditions the audience to think, oh, when he moves his glasses, something funny's happening. Okay. So we laugh. So then I'd experiment sometimes and do it in the middle of bits and see if they'd laugh. And I noticed when I made the little adjustment, I get a little giggle because people associate that movement, me doing that, with a funny thing happening. Do you know what I mean?
Hang on. So this is like you fully like Darren Brown in the audience,
yeah,
right?
A little bit.
You're like conditioning them to like when they see something, this is their reaction.
This is their, it's like a Pavlovian thing. So you see something happening and you laugh. But you've got to do jokes that get laughs and do that at the same time.
Right. Okay.
So you've got to do that a couple of times, like 3, maybe 4 times.
I think then the screaming needs to come out.
And then the screaming.
Whoa! Scream while you adjust your glasses.
And so they start laughing.
What is the glasses adjustment like? What do you? Like hang on, I've got some glasses here.
Oh, do you need glasses? Do you?
Yeah, I'm sending these ones away to get reglazed.
Oh wow.
But okay, right, you put them on and do and do the adjustment, right?
These are nice.
Okay, they actually look great on you.
Thank you.
Okay.
I was like Woody Allen.
Deliver a punchline.
So and that was just the teachers. It's as simple as that.
Really?
Yeah, as simple as that. That was just the teachers.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I noticed as well, something else that's good about wearing glasses is that if you keep them on through the entire set, right, and then if you're trying to make a serious point, or just you're trying to say something which gets them to listen,
take them off.
Take them off. Because it's like taking a mask off your face, and it's letting people see like the real you. People pick up on that, and they're like, okay, we need to pay attention. This guy's going to tell us something into it. You know what I mean? That's why I'm
going to start wearing glasses, mate. I'm going to start wearing glasses.
There's loads of little things you can do with them like that. And as well, when you've taken them off.
And no one thinks you're crazy if you walk. Like, I walk up in a cold hat sometimes and people just think I'm just mental.
Yeah.
You know, but glasses is like well normal.
Would you ever wear contacts?
No, I hate contacts.
Yeah.
I think they're ridiculous. I think they're dangerous as well. You know, like.
But the concept of them is ridiculous.
Yeah, just the whole idea of like having like something in your eye, like touching like your eye as well, and like you're fingering it, and then you like have to wash them and shit. And like, is it a piece of glass or is it a piece of plastic that molds to your eye?
I don't think it's glass.
Okay.
Glass would be terrifying to put in your eye.
Yeah.
Because imagine if they shattered. Imagine if there was a really high pitch and it just went in your eyes.
That was what I thought it was originally, but now I know that it's probably like a bit of like, it's like a film, like a plastic film. But then just the idea of like putting my finger in my eye and like getting it out of the contact solution. Oh yeah, now I've got clean contact, and then
it is a lot of like mess, a lot of admin. You know what I mean?
It's like just fucking put my glasses on, and I look alright with glasses.
Yeah, that's the thing. I like wearing. I think I look good in glasses.
Are you wearing contacts now?
No, I just don't.
So you don't even need glasses?
Well, kind of, because I get migraines a lot.
Okay.
And apparently they help alleviate them.
Right. Have you tried cutting out the amount of ice cream and sugar that you're eating?
No, because I don't want to do that. I actually went to Sainsbury's before I came here, and I bought these bad boys for £1 each.
Oh my
God!
Them. What? Yeah. Chip shop curry sauce.
McCoy's.
What?
Yeah, they're delicious.
Unbelievable.
I'd like you to try one, but, and this is the thing about me, is that I hate flavouring getting on like my clothes or my bag, so I don't want the open bag to be in my bag. Do you know what I mean?
That is almost as ridiculous as Harry Sticchini, right? If you had a drink bottle, right, he'd never drink out of the actual drink bit. He'd take the top off, right, and drink like that. And like every time he'd get a drink bottle, I was like, why not just get one that just has like the top that you just take off? Why get one that you're supposed to drink out of the top and still take the lid off? And he's like, I don't know. He's like, I'm just drawn to it. Like, but it was like, but he was like, it's just so unhygienic, like just that exposed end being out all the time.
Yeah.
Whereas if you take it off, and then I saw him, like, I had a big discussion with him about it, like a really big discussion.
Yeah, won't let it go.
And then I saw him with a new drink bottle drinking out of the bit you're supposed to drink out of, and I was like the happiest day of my life. I was just like, oh,
I cured you.
Maybe it's me. Apparently his girlfriend told him she was going to leave him if he didn't.
Oh, now she's oddly specific.
That could have been a joke. But like, Imagine that being the thing that breaks up your relationship. Like, they've just bought a house together, they've been together for 7 years, it all comes crashing down. He's like to his mates, man, I don't know what happened, like, she just didn't like the way I drank out of drink bottles.
Do you know what though? I was with a girl once, and we kind of split up because of the way that she put tea bags in the bin. What? Yeah. She'd do this really annoying thing, because in my flat I've got like this little dish which I put the tea bags in after you take them out the cup.
That's only in Britain, okay? Yeah. Only Brits have that piece of equipment. People in Australia were like, what the fuck are you talking about? We just get the tea bag out and just chuck it outside.
I'd rather she chucked it outside, but she didn't, because what she'd do is she'd just get the tea bag out the cup with it on the spoon and then just like slam dunk it into my bin. So there'd be a big splodge of tea on the lid, and then sometimes it'd bounce off the lid and go on the floor, so there'd be a big splodge of tea on the floor, and it used to infuriate me because I was like, the dish is there, it's right next to you, you have to walk longer to get to the bin than it would to just turn like 30 degrees and put the tea bag in the dish where it's supposed to. It's the designated tea bag dish.
So hang on, once you put the tea bag in the dish, then do you use the dish to transport it to the bin?
Not straight away, you wait until there's about 6 or 7 tea bags there, and they've all dried out. So you get like a nice little...
So like piles up. How big's your dish? How big's your tea bag?
It's quite big. Yeah, it's quite a big. It's about like the same size as that box you've got your glasses in.
Oh wow! Okay, now that's crazy. No, the ones that I've seen have been maybe like, maybe I don't know, maybe like this big, maybe to like that line,
like a coaster
to there, and then just you put like 1, maybe 2 in there.
That's not big enough for me.
Okay.
Yeah, because I drink a lot of brews. I need a decent dish. I went to like...
That's what I mean. This is you showing your age now, like.
It is. It really is. Yeah. I think when you... How old are you?
I'm 24.
Have you got like a favourite like supermarket?
No. Oh, I like Aldi if I can get there, but it's only because I'm a tight cunt.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I might live in a nice place, but I don't like paying for it.
Yeah.
Any savings that I can make is a benefit. Same. I'm really weird though, because like, I don't like spending money on clothes, right? But I'll spend money on good food, if that makes sense.
Nope, same.
But like, clothes last longer, if that makes sense. Whereas like, food and entertainment is only like a one-time thing, you know. But like, then I don't like paying too much for like movie tickets. Like, if I know I can get it cheaper elsewhere, I'll walk another 40 minutes to another cinema just so I can save £2.
Yeah. No, I've walked like the entire length of town because I know Aldi do the tomatoes for like 60p cheaper than Asda. Do you know what I mean? I've done that. Because I just think it's a nice day, it's a walk, I'm getting some exercise.
Absolutely.
I get cheaper tomatoes.
How many tomatoes are you eating? As many as you are tea bags?
I do have a lot of tomatoes. Because that's the thing, I puree them as well and make the sauce out of them.
Okay.
Yeah, that's another thing when you get older, you start like just cooking more. You start like making your own thing. Like my girlfriend makes her own hot sauce.
Really?
It's fucking delicious.
Out of what?
Apple cider vinegar.
Yeah.
Loads of chilies.
I've got it. I've got it all in the fridge here. Keep going.
Sugar.
Okay.
Cherry tomatoes.
Okay.
And something else. I don't know. Maybe more. I don't know. I've not asked.
I've literally got everything we need to make that in there right now.
Yeah, you can make your own hot sauce.
What apparatus do you need? Because I don't have many appliances.
Have you got a blender?
No.
That's really all you'd need, like a food processor or something like that. Oh, that's another thing about getting in your 30s. You start getting appliances. I got a steamer. Steamer's a boss.
Steamer for what?
Broccoli.
Okay.
Yeah, you can do rice in it as well, but I'm not that bothered about doing rice in it. But broccoli out of a steamer is so much nicer than boiling it.
Yeah, so I have this appliance to steam broccoli, right?
An oven.
This with the hole in it,
right?
Lovely. And you boil the water underneath, right? It's not that great for the podcast, but now we're just comparing kitchen instruments.
I fucking love them, you know.
But you put the broccoli in the top, boil the water in the bottom, and then the steam rises up. So yours is actually like a steaming machine, like it's just to steam.
Yeah, it's got like one of those things in with the holes in, but they're much nicer. I'd much rather have them. I got my own from Wilkinson's.
Really?
Do you know Wilkinson's?
Is that Wilco's?
Yeah, Wilco's.
Right, okay. Yeah. I used to work like opposite one. It's like, for Australian listeners, Kmart, but they don't. Do they sell clothes there?
I don't think so, no.
Yeah, they don't sell clothes.
It's more like home stuff?
Yeah. So basically, combine Wilco's with Primark, and that's Kmart.
Okay.
Right. That's like, Kmart is like the shit.
Is Kmart like the Walmart of Australia?
Sort of, yeah. They have Kmart in America as well, but it's not as popular. Like Walmart definitely like walks all over it. But then Walmart itself bought out another brand in Australia called Big W. We love our letters like Kmart, Big W. And then we have Target as well, which has come from America. But those are like the main stores here. Whereas Primark is really... Don't they have a different Primark in Ireland though? It's called something else.
I don't know.
Oh, I've got to look.
Primark.
No. It's called something else. It's not Peacocks, because Peacocks is its own store.
Yeah, we've got a Peacocks by us.
If I look at Primark Ireland name, Pennies.
Pennies.
It's called Pennies in the Republic of Ireland.
Is the Republic of Ireland the one that Britain owns?
No,
Oh,
Europe one. Yeah. The one that Britain owns.
Is that right? Do we own that?
Yeah, you know, you've got 6 counties in the north of Ireland.
Right.
I don't know what the counties are, but that's Northern Ireland.
No, I don't know much about our like colonial past. I just know that we had an empire.
Yep.
And it was a lot of stuff that we owned, and now we don't own anything. And because of Brexit, every other country thinks we're a laughing stock, and rightly so.
It's so funny how like the way this country's opinion of itself has like the reality has slapped you so hard in the face that everyone's like, what are we gonna do?
Yeah.
Because your idea of what you were versus what you actually are.
Yeah.
It's like buying a Honda Civic, right? And thinking it's a Ferrari. That's exactly what Britain is right now. And driving your Honda Civic around, and maybe you've got a custom exhaust, right? And maybe you might have put a turbo in there.
We've got a nice
you've put some
finish.
you've put some mag wheels on it. You're right. You've got new tires, but it's still a Honda Civic.
Yeah, it's still not doing more than like 100 miles an hour or something like that. Yeah. Do you feel patriotic as an Australian?
Well, I'm from New Zealand, so...
Oh, are you?
Yeah, I was born in New Zealand.
Oh, sorry.
But I've grown... No, you wouldn't know, because I've got an Australian accent, got an Australian passport, I walk around a corked hat and an Aussie flag, but I still don't really feel... I don't really feel patriotic to anywhere, and I feel like that's because I've left, you know what I mean?
Right.
I lived 12 years, or 11 and a half years in New Zealand, another 12 in Australia, and now 2 in England. So it's like I've spread myself across all these different places. I know people, and then I've travelled to a lot of other places as well. And it's not really like, yeah, I'm patriotic. Like, I don't know. You probably feel more patriotic about England.
I feel zero patriotism.
Really? Is it because you're embarrassed? Has that only come recently?
Not even embarrassed. It's just, I mean, I wouldn't be embarrassed going to another country and saying I'm from England. To be honest though, I'd probably say I'm from Liverpool before I said I'm from England.
That's what I thought. I feel like people are prouder to be from Liverpool than they are to be from England.
I mean, I don't want to be one of those fucking Scousers who's like, oh, I'm not English, I'm Scouse, because I think you're the fucking knobhead to do that shit. That so annoys me. You know, when like
I'm not English, I'm Scouse.
That's a thing though, man. And it's like
Scouse identity is probably the area that and Geordies are probably the two that have like the most identity, if that makes sense.
I think Glaswegians as well to an extent. It's just I think it's you know what I think it is. I think it depends on if you're from a place which has a really strong accent. If you've got a really strong accent, like if you're from Derby and you can tell where you're from straight away. If you're from Derby, it's hard to tell you're from Derby because Derby people don't sound like they're from Derby. Yeah. But if you're Scouse or Geordie or Scottish, you sound like you're from Glasgow or Newcastle or Liverpool. Yeah. And I think that helps us like be proud of where we're from.
That's your identity.
That's your identity. It's all in the voice. It's all in the accent.
Do you think MTV would have taken a different path if it was called Scouse Shore?
Scouse Shore
instead of Geordie Shore.
Oh right.
And
there was a Scouse version of that.
No.
Yeah, it only lasted for 6 episodes.
Where is it? What's it called?
Oh, what's it on?
Oh my god.
It's like
I would love to watch that.
What's it called? What was it called? The Only Way is Scouse or something like that.
Oh my
Scouse
god.
And Proud or it was along the same vein though as like Geordie Shore and The Only Way is Essex, but it was the Scouse version of those shows, and it lasted for 6 episodes, and I watched all of them. They were hysterical. I loved
Liverpool's new reality show. This is Liverpool.
I don't know if it's that. It might be something.
New reality show might be aiming to do what The Only Way is Essex has done for Essex. Following so far the page, real Scousers against the showing of This is Liverpool. Oh, people from Liverpool don't like it. Liverpool Mayor said that she is not at all impressed by the over-the-top antics in the clip. Here comes the official trailer. Here we go. This is Liverpool. All right. Alright. What's that? Name some of these buildings. That's Albert Dock.
Yeah.
Oh, this is not really a great trailer. This looks well tame.
Yeah, this isn't the one I'm thinking of. These are different people. These are a different set of vapid cunts. But that's why I loved it, because I think when...
The only way is Liverpool?
I don't know, maybe. All I remembered about it that I can...
Mersey Shore?
No, it wasn't.
Desperate Scousewives?
Desperate Scousewives, that was it. It's Desperate Scousewives. I just remember the trailer where the girl gets off the train and goes, "I'm back, Liverpool."
Desperate Scousewives.
Yeah.
No way.
Desperate Scousewives.
Look at them.
It's amazing.
Oh my god.
You know, have you heard of the Scouse Brow?
No,
The
I've
really
heard about
thick
Ketwigs.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a Liverpool thing or not, but the Scouse Brow,
Look at them.
it came from that show, yeah. Because one of the girls in it is a hairdresser, and she came up with the Scouse Brow.
So what is the Scouse Brow?
It's just really thick eyebrows that look like a big old caterpillar on your fod.
Okay, a real life soap based on the lives of a group of Liverpudlians as they work to achieve their dreams.
And their dreams is basically to drink in wine bars and shag each other. That's all you get from the 6 episodes.
Desperate Scousewives.
Yeah, they got cancelled, man. If you can find it, watch it. It's amazing. It's so funny.
It aired on E4 at 10 p.m. in 2011. It ran for 8 episodes before being cancelled due to stagnating ratings and a lack of interest in the cast members.
It's because they were all just the same person. None of them had personalities.
It was just, I don't know. Layla Flattery seemed to be oh, okay. So she went from Desperate Scousewives, one of them, and now she went to the Real Housewives of Cheshire.
Oh, okay. I didn't even know that was a show.
Yeah, well, it's a sad show. I met a woman I used to work with, her cousin who's one of the Real Housewives of Cheshire, and she literally was like going out with her as a drag. It's like, you've probably been out with Paul Smith before, right? In Liverpool, and just like stop for photos all the time. Oh, I think you're so funny. I think you're so great. It's exactly the same with any of these other C-level celebrities, because you're well known enough that people will approach you, but you're not famous enough to have any security protection or anyone that cares about you to be there. You're not Tom Cruise or Justin Bieber or whatever.
And also, some people might be nervous about approaching Tom Cruise, whereas if you're off Desperate Housewives of Cheshire, you'd be like, oh my god, I'm definitely getting a picture with him.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just like someone, like there's this crazy woman that I worked with, apparently one of the crew from Love Island was having lunch at 20 Stories, which is opposite where I work. And it's like this real fancy bar, probably like one of the most expensive bars in Manchester. And she was just going to go up there by herself in like her work uniform and just be like, oh, can I get a photo with you while this fucking idiot's trying to have lunch? Like, I was trying to tell her, I was like, she doesn't want to see you. Like, she doesn't know you're coming. She's not going to appreciate it. And the reason she knew she was there is she took a photo of her lunch on Instagram and tagged the venue and been like, oh my god, beautiful lunch at 20 Stories, welcome to Manchester. Wow. And I was just like, one, why are you telling people exactly where you are and what time you're there? Because then you get these nutcases coming out. You're just off Love Island. Yeah. You're not like an A-star celebrity.
But also, it's like you're basically saying, hey, Bagellers, guess whose flat's empty right now?
Yeah.
You know, when you're putting like where you are exactly and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Because that's how footy players get bageled, isn't it?
Is it?
They put shit on Instagram about where they're doing and what they're up to.
Yeah.
And then Bagellers are like, right, the house is empty, let's go and case it.
Would you not have like good security though if you're a footballer?
I'm sure they do, but...
And how do you know the footballer's address? It's not like it's public knowledge.
I reckon you can find that out.
Really?
There's got to be a way you can find that.
Do you know where Mo Salah lives?
No. No. I think Peter Kay lives somewhere in Cheshire.
Really?
I think. Because I'm sure I did a gig there, and whoever I was gigging with was like, Peter Kay lives over there. He pointed to some, like, hut. Kind of big padded fucking
Isn't Peter Kay quite successful?
Yeah, he is.
Why is he living in a hut?
Just because that's how it looks from the outside.
Right, okay.
Yeah. Or that might have been the guard, where the guard lived.
Right.
The security guard. Yeah.
Oh my god. Is it like a goal of yours to be so successful that you have a guard? Like,
no.
Looking after your house?
I don't think I'd like to be successful.
You're happy being a failure?
I'm happy being an underappreciated failure.
Yeah.
Because when you're underappreciated, it means that people assume that if you tried, you'd be good. and I want them to just carry on thinking that.
Right.
As opposed to me trying and failing and then going, oh, he wasn't that good all along. Do you know what I mean?
Isn't it better to try and fail, though, than to always wonder, what if I tried? That's how I feel about school. I was like, imagine if I tried at school and not tried to just be a funny bugger and just make people laugh.
Yeah. No, I think that's different, though. I think in terms of your career, it's like that is something that would actually bring you joy. Whereas I think in terms of like comedy and stuff, it's just like being cool and showing off. And it's not really that fulfilling.
Showing off in terms of not trying, like it's cool to not try, is that what you mean?
It's cool to not try from an outsider's perspective, but you as the person, you'll know that it's a fallacy and that it's not real, and that really you should be trying. But at the same time, it's like if you're happy just maintaining an illusion and living behind that, then I think you'll just have quite a stress-free life. I just want my life to be as easy as possible.
You never want to break away from opening and middling.
Ah, totally. I've been coasting in comedy for about 5 years now, and I'm happy to just carry on coasting for the rest of my fucking career. Like, don't get me wrong, I write stuff, and I try it out and shit like that. But I've got no ambition to like go to Edinburgh and do solo shows and be emailing industry people. I'll come and check me out. I'm playing here tonight. It's like no, I can't be bothered. I don't care. I don't care. I'd rather stay in and just play on computer games. And just shag me bird.
I'd rather stay in and shag me bird.
It's true though, isn't it?
Right, I just need to let him in. Did that work? Okay, hopefully that worked.
Wow, what's going on?
If someone's coming through the gate, that would be what usually would happen. That's how I know that someone's here. Because my phone rings and then I press the code and then it opens the gate for me.
That's so cool.
That's the future. You know how people have like intercoms in their house?
Yeah.
That's so like 2007.
Yeah. So you've got no annoying like...
No, not at all. Come straight through the phone. And it means that I could put a key under the mat or a key in the mailbox or whatever, or even leave a key at reception, and then someone can come through and access the place when I'm not here and call me anywhere in the world, and I can just pop them in, mate. Let them straight through the door. Whoa.
When I lived with my mum and dad, I had a bell in my room.
You had the bell to let people in the door?
No, I had a bell in my room so that I knew that my tea was ready.
What?
Yeah.
Like a doorbell?
Yeah, basically. Because my mum used to shout up the stairs that my tea was ready, and sometimes I'd not hear her.
Yeah.
Because I'd be like watching telly, and she got sick of shouting up, so she put a bell in my room, and whenever my tea was ready, she'd just press it. And I'd just hear a little ding, 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 and then I'd go down and have my tea because it was ready.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I don't know whether that's. Is that middle class?
It's like aspirations in middle class, isn't it? But it's in Walton, which is
it's on the fringes of middle
definitely
class.
On the fringe. What's like the most middle class thing you did as a kid?
Oh fuck. I had drum lessons.
That's pretty middle class.
But I had drum lessons with my older brother's friends. So I was maybe like 10 and he was about 12. Right? He teach me the drum, but he was really good. And he wasn't really a good teacher. He was just good at drums. So he would try and teach me things. I obviously couldn't get it. And then he'd just get frustrated with me. And the drum lessons ended up him just playing the drums and me just watching him being like, fuck, maybe one day if I watch him enough, I'll be good enough.
By osmosis. Absorb his fucking talent.
So like I was middle class in the fact all my parents paid for music lessons for me, but they paid a $5 to a 12-year-old to just get angry at me for not being able to do the drum.
They basically just pay a 12-year-old to be pissed off at you.
And tell me how shit I am.
Do you still talk to him?
I could. I don't.
Yeah,
But
I don't blame
him.
you.
His name's Josh Raravula.
Wow, what a surname.
Yeah, he's from Fiji.
Of course he is. He's not going to be from Manchester.
He's not going to be from Lancashire. Josh Raravula. His sister, her name was Melita Raravula. She was a very, very good swimmer. He was an alright swimmer as well. I think that's where him and my brother met. I used to swim competitively.
Okay, that's pretty middle class.
That is pretty middle class.
Competitively.
Yeah, like representing, but I was representing like our shit town where we lived, right? So imagine like Liverpool's not a good example. Imagine swimming for Ellesmere Port, for example,
Right.
right?
Yeah,
Okay, so like you're like the representative swimmer. Then you go to a competition in Liverpool, and you've got people from like Runcorn and Warrington and all these places come together, and you're just last in every race. That was basically what it was, right? I represented Whangarei, where the population was like 38,000, and then I'd go to Auckland and I'd swim against everyone else in the country, and we'd just get slapped about because like training, it was like, oh, show up to training. Oh, I don't want to. Okay, like it just no one cared. Sometimes you go to training and the coach couldn't even be bothered to show up.
Well, that's what we were talking about before, about like patriotism. It's like pride, I suppose, as well.
Yeah.
But obviously that pride wasn't there.
I feel like
for you
pride
at
in
the time.
shit places, though, in England is more common. Like, I spoke
That's
to Chris
interesting.
Copestake from Grimsby, and he was like, there's nothing I love more than standing out in a cold, wet field with a cup of Bovril in my hand, watching my team lose week in, week
What a
out.
sad, empty life.
Like,
that
and
man
he's
must
just
lead.
like, but that's all he's ever known. Like, that's all he's ever known with football. He's only ever been able to see Grimsby,
Yeah.
and they've never been good.
Wow. No, I've never got that. Especially in terms of football, just supporting a team that's shit. It's like, why do you do it? Just support the boss team. I've never been into footy, but if I was, I'd just support whoever's top right now.
Do you know what I felt like doing? You know how like they shut down Bury FC right a
Yeah.
couple of weeks ago. It's all dead. There's money troubles. I felt like commenting on the Bury FC Twitter page, just being like, "Oh well, now Manchester City can pick up some more fans," because like, you know, the Etihad's not too far from Bury, and it's like, but apparently, we're gonna stand by our club. Stand by them for what?
Yeah.
It's closed, mate. It's
Yeah,
over. But fuck them.
But I said, football, I think in this country as well, we take that incredibly seriously.
Yeah.
In the same way that I guess Americans take like baseball seriously.
Yeah.
And I guess it's just like, it's hard for me to look at it as like a game and entertainment and not just see it as like a way for like, this is going to sound so like conspiratorial.
Here we go.
A way for the government to distract the proles from what's like really happening in society.
Okay.
Because it's like they've got the football, they go and watch it, they spend the money on it, and it means that while they're doing that, they're not asking questions about like MPs' expenses or about bankers' bonuses or about like paedophile rings in Parliament. Do you know what I mean?
Isn't that the reason that alcohol's so affordable in this country?
Maybe.
Anybody can afford to get pissed.
Yeah.
You can go to Home Bargains and get about 9 beers for about £6,
Yeah.
right? Anybody can get fucked up at any moment. And I feel like the reason for that is not only where it is geographically, but they try and keep the cost low or affordable so that if you're pissed, you're not asking questions.
Yeah, I guess so. And also, like,
That's why they don't want weed to become legal, because then you start asking questions.
but with weed, it's like, why not let it become legal? Because it's like, when you're stoned, you don't ask questions.
You
about
do.
stuff. Well, yeah, but about like philosophical stuff. Do you know what I mean? And it's about stuff that you never like. Oh, like, is the floor real? Do you know what I mean? That's the kind of shit you ask when you're stoned. It's not like, oh, where's all our tax money going? Like, you might ask that, but you never like seriously like talk about it after you're not stoned anymore.
Yeah.
I think when you're stoned, you're just so happy. You're just really content to just like muse on stuff and not really get angry or like want to protest. Whereas when you're pissed, you're a bit more like, you're quicker to anger and you're quicker to get pissed off at stuff.
Yeah.
Which would include like, you know, getting shafted by the people in power. Like, what do you think about our government as a New Zealander?
I think your government is an absolute mess, but I love watching the mess. I think it's hilarious. Your Prime Minister can't even really be called the Prime Minister. He's just a guy. He's a guy that's there.
Yeah, he's just a bloke, isn't he?
He has a title, and he's just doing what he does, but it's a joke.
Yeah.
It's a joke. The whole Brexit thing, you took 3 years to try and figure it out, and you've still not got it right.
No, we're not anywhere closer.
No, and it just everyone has completely lost faith in whatever happens in London or wherever it is, Downing Street, right?
Yeah.
Everyone's just completely lost faith, and I just think that's funny.
Yeah. It is, but at the same time, it's so annoying that this is going to lead to more like voter apathy, where people just don't vote because they think, what's the point? Nothing ever changes.
Absolutely.
And you're right, nothing will ever change.
Yeah.
Because people aren't fucking voting. It's
Maybe
the system we've got.
we need like a crazy leader. We need someone like Conor McGregor to like run for office.
You see,
like,
you say that, but that's what Boris Johnson was to a lot of people. They were
you
like,
reckon?
oh, let's take a chance on someone who's like a bit of a celebrity. Because I remember when he first started appearing on telly, when he was on Have I Got News For You.
Yeah.
And even then, people were saying like, oh, he's such a character, he's such a comedian. He was literally on a comedy panel show, and he was funny on it. But
Was this when he was the mayor of London?
No, even before then, I think. His first
Was he a
appearance
comedian to begin with?
No,
Oh, right.
He's
okay.
always been a politician.
Right.
But he's always had that kind of like bumbling like charisma, which people have like attached themselves to.
Yeah.
And been like, oh, this guy's like interesting. And it's like, well, he's not. He's just a guy, like you say,
Yeah.
who's such a toff, who's so fucking posh, that to normal people like us, he looks ridiculous.
Yeah.
And that's why we think he's funny, but really he's not. Like you say, he's just a fucking guy.
He's an idiot.
But that's the way politics is going now. We're looking for celebrities. That's why Donald Trump is president of the United States. He's a reality TV star.
Yeah.
He's a failed businessman. He's had so many things like that haven't worked out. It's like Trump Airlines, Trump Universities, that stuff like that. He's gone bankrupt.
It was Trump
a couple of
Airlines?
times. Yeah. Tried to be anyway.
Well, we've gone well over time. I've got
Oh,
another podcast to do. We've done over
Oh,
an
is that
hour,
who's
mate.
coming?
Yeah.
Who's
yeah.
coming?
Ben Hodge is next.
Ben Hodge.
Yeah.
Smashing these out, mate.
Mate, I usually do 3 in a day, but today I only did 2, just because I couldn't find anyone else that could be bothered. Adam Hughes was like, nah, mate, I'm hanging out with me bird.
Oh, he's got a beard now.
Yeah, he's
That's
living with
lovely.
her in the centre of Liverpool.
That's so lovely.
Listen to the podcast, mate. He's going to spill the beans in about 2 weeks.
Nice.
About
He's
what's
a cool
going
guy,
on.
Adam. Yeah, if you think my accent is neutral,
Yeah.
you're going to be pissed off listening to
I've
it.
had him on him a number of times.
Yeah.
And
Oh, we've had him on before?
yeah, every time he's on, it rates really highly with people in Australia because they just love trying to figure out. It's like, you know how like Korean kids be like, oh, I learn English from like watching cartoons. That's how Australians feel about listening to an Adam Hughes podcast.
Listening to Lennon Scouse and Adam Hughes.
He calls me, what does he call me? A wet wipe, a melter. Fucking, he has all these fucking words for me.
That's what I love about Liverpool. It's the fact that we have such creative insults.
Yeah.
And Scottish people have really creative insults. Have you watched those videos of Scottish people playing video games with each other?
No.
Ah, there's some of the insults they're coming out with is so hilarious. They're calling each other like fucking bin bag heads and just fake bean teeth and stuff like that. And like, you... The dad keeps his pasta in jars. That was what I remember. It's like, you fucking shut up, your dad keeps pasta in jars. Oh, good. Doesn't that sound like an Indian accent? Look at you, your dad keeps pasta in jars.
Your dad keeps pasta in jars.
Great insult.
Right, we're going to end on a high. That's going to be the name of this podcast as well.
Sweet.
Your dad keeps pasta in
Thanks for having me,
jars.
Matt. It was fun.
Easy, mate. I don't know what's happened.
I'm probably going to get the train to Deansgate. Which way am I best going?
The train.